Hello, Christopher Brent here, coming to you today with a podcast on exercises for pianists. So this is going to be another podcast geared towards piano enthusiasts, and I'm going to give you some exercises that you can use to supplement your playing. I am a music educator and a piano teacher from Michigan here in the United States, and I use these exercises myself, and I give them to students as well. So we'll start with Czerny. Czerny's kind of known as the chief exercise composer, really. I think he got a lot of these ideas as a student of Beethoven. So Czerny studied with Beethoven, and throughout the years he wrote these exercises, and I'm sure he gave some of them to his students. So Czerny wrote dozens upon dozens of exercises, and there's really so many you can't even list them all. Two that come to mind right away would be the Young Pianist. That's a great set of exercises. And there's another one that steps it up a little bit more, technically speaking, and that would be the School of Velocity. So look those two up. There's so many more when it comes to Czerny that it's too crazy to even list them all. And they're all good, really, and they can be applied in many different areas of piano technique. So you want to look up Czerny. Another one that I love, that I use myself, is the Schmidt exercises, Opus 16. You want to look that one up. You want to get yourself a copy and go through it. It's really good for developing finger independence. So those would be the Schmidt exercises. Of course, we can't leave out Hanon, right? Hanon wrote the ultimate exercise book, if you want to call it that, the Virtuoso Pianist. That's what it's called. So you want to get yourself a copy of that. And most of these groups of exercises are progressive. They start out with a relatively simple exercise, and they build and they go step by step. So the first exercise is not going to be tremendously difficult, but the second one is just a little bit harder. The third one, fourth one, it progresses, and as you get better technique, right, from doing these exercises, you can therefore move on to the next one and tackle a harder exercise, right? And by the time you're done with the whole thing, you're just a brilliant pianist, right? Not necessarily, but they certainly help. So we have Czerny, Schmidt, and Hanon. Of course, if you want something even crazier than that, Franz Liszt wrote dozens upon dozens of exercises too. If you want to do something where you want to develop thirds and octaves and sixths and all these things that are going to be useful if you're going to play very virtuosic works. Of course, the Chopin etudes are the pinnacle of exercises, because they're exercises, if you want to call them that. They're studies, of course. That's what an etude is a study where you have to tackle a difficult technical situation, such as arpeggios or thirds or octaves or something like that. The Chopin etudes are beautiful exercises. That's really what they are. They present the exercise, the issue to tackle, and they're beautiful to listen to. That's what was so innovative about the Chopin etudes. So after you get enough technique and you get to a certain place in your musical journey, you want to look into the Chopin etudes. Burgmüller is another great composer of the characteristic piece kind of fused together into the etude, and that's what we get out of the progressive studies that Burgmüller wrote. So you want to look up those. I believe it's Opus 100, if I'm not mistaken. So look up Burgmüller. So far we have Czerny, we have Schmidt, we have Hanon and Liszt and the Chopin etudes. Did I mention Burgmüller? Yes. And who am I forgetting? Brahms. Oh, yes. The Brahms Opus 51. That's another set of very advanced exercises that are wonderful. So you want to look into those as well. And, of course, there's dozens more out there. I'm just thinking of intermediate names. There's Gurlitt and Turk. These composers wrote pieces that tackle technical concepts, but do it with a characteristic style. So it's not just a regimented exercise, it's kind of a combination of things. So you want to look into those composers as well. So if you have any questions, please email me at chrisbrentmusic@gmail.com, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and visit my website at www.christopherbrent.com. I may do another podcast talking about how to apply some of these exercises and ways that you can practice them. So keep an eye out for that. So thank you for listening and have a wonderful day.